It's a podcast out of time. It was recorded months ago, but we had too many timely things, so now please listen to the show. Miracle Mile is the movie.
So I think recently I watched the Ryan Reynolds movie Buried. Have any of you guys seen Buried?
I have.
I feel like this was the same emotional experience as watching Buried.
Yeah.
Spoiled buried now?
Not really.
Spoiled buried.
No, well, for you guys
Stays in the
maybe.
coffin.
We'll get to that. Welcome back to Hurd Ya Saw. So, we've actually, I think this is the first time we've had full team coverage in a while.
Yeah.
I'm joined by Shay,
Hello.
EJ,
Yo.
Sean,
Hola.
Morton,
Hello, why are you using your actual finger?
because I put my pointy thing away. That sounded bad. And Racy.
G'day.
And we just watched the movie Miracle Mile, which I want to say was EJ's not just suggestion, but strong advocacy for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's
One of my
film.
favorite
One of your
films.
favourite films.
I'm re-evaluating you as a person a lot.
Yeah, I'm worried about you.
To be fair, they did measure that straight away with the fact that it's so geographically accurate.
Well, it is.
You did live in LA for a bit.
I did for about a year.
Yeah. So we begin as ever with one-line hot takes. EJ, what was your one-line hot take from Miracle Mile?
Geographically accurate.
Mm.
And,
That's all you have to say?
no, I mean, I don't have anything to say other than it's one of my favorite films, and I think it's outrageously underrated.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to say that up front. This is a very good film in some respects. Shay.
This film goes from 0 to 100 in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Boom!
Several times.
We're here, into it. And you're like, oh, this can't get any more crazier than it is. Oh!
Oh!
dear
Oh!
God.
Bury that needle! Just... Ugh. Sean.
I'd say that's probably the most convenient square mile in the entire population of the world.
I think the point of the film was that it was very inconvenient.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get anywhere. Morton,
No, you missed.
when you've done extracting fluff from your ears, what's your one-line hot take, Morton?
One day I will program this in a double bill with Southland Tales, and everyone will understand why I'm
Southland
right.
Tales? I don't know what Southland Tales
You really
is.
like Southland Tales. It's by Richard Kelly. It did Donnie Darko and The Box. And
Oh.
everyone hates
Take
it
the
apart from
cynicism
Morgan.
out of your voice.
I'm
when you're
not saying
talking
that. I'm
about
happy to watch it at some point. And
Pass judgment.
Okay, so we know what the next film we're watching is.
Racy.
How could you fall in love with that haircut after 2 days?
I could fall in love with that haircut.
I could
You
not.
almost have it.
I feel personally attacked.
You almost have both of them. To be
I
fair.
do. I'm the middle ground
you're
between
the
the two.
diamond at the end. They get put together.
They get fused into me, and I burst out at the top. It's like, ah!
You might have been born in the same year this is made.
Wow. So this is my birth film. When it was made, I was born. So EJ, as a person who knows this film intimately, would you like to recount the plot / premise? I don't know how wild you want to go with.
I'm not gonna go too wild.
Okay. Give us the setup.
The setup is a young trombone player.
Yes. Guys,
Stay with me.
remember when he was doing the nice trombone solo and we were like, oh, we like this guy. He plays the trombone. What a nice film.
Yeah. Okay. The young trombone player in L.A. meets a girl in a museum, which I don't know. You know the context of the La Brea's tar pits are
Yes.
a real place.
Yes, they
They're
are.
just pits of tar.
Yes.
And there's a.
Lots of like
It's one of the
mummified
best
animals and
tourist
stuff.
destinations in LA, so that is a great deal about LA.
Fair.
They meet in a museum, and they get together. And one night, when he's supposed to be meeting her at her work, which is a diner, he answers the payphone, and on the other end of the phone, a man has dialed the wrong number and tells him that there will be a nuclear attack, and that it will happen in an hour and 10. And he needs to decide if it's real, and if so, what to do about it. And everything escalates from there.
escalates dramatically.
Escalates rapidly, and the movie goes in real time after the phone call.
Yes.
And this is a film where you're escalating from a pigeon setting its home on fire
With a lit cigarette.
It was
Yep.
on 9 from the beginning.
Yeah. Just like, boy, this movie really goes when it wants to go.
Yeah.
So, I think we should do like non-spoilery stuff, and then we'll talk about the spoilery stuff like after a spoiler warning. But if you,
Well, Buried has already been spoiled. Buried.
yeah, well,
Forget that spoiler warning.
well, I mean,
Or
like,
if you've seen Buried, maybe this is spoiled.
yeah, because if you've seen Buried, you'll understand what I mean by the same kind of feeling. Buried is good, but also, oof. That final shot, he said, sipping nervously from his gin. So, I want to say, really well filmed.
Yeah.
Holy crap, there was a lot of like really nice camera work, including bits that I was like, this didn't have to be this nice. Like, there were lots of stuff when he was in the car driving, and it wasn't just like, an exterior shot of him in the car, but a panning exterior shot while he was in the car, and I'm like, this is good. Someone's tried real hard to make this look good. So...
On the other hand, the music composer.
The music composer was entirely appropriate.
Yeah.
Tangerine
Henry
Dream.
Dream, that's kind of their...
Yeah, the whole aesthetic is...
And like, I was nervous in the beginning, and I was like, wait, no, it hasn't reached 15 yet.
No, and then it reached like 100.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this film an awful lot. I don't know if I want to watch it again. And
It gets better on a rewatch.
I mean, and
You really understand the geography on a...
you really get to know where this particular square mile of LA.
Yeah, they did take a left turn there. It was-
But equally, it's like I enjoyed it. I was unprepared for exactly how crazy real it was going to get as quickly as it did.
Yeah.
Morton.
So to put this in context, go with me with this. This is going to take a really big deviation.
Okay.
Yesterday I was watching an episode of Ramsay's Hotel How, which is a spin-off series from Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
What?
And he's in a hotel that looks like it's a coven. And
Is he still a chef at this point, or is he just a TV man?
he's just a general helping hand. And he is doing a swab test of lots of different places in the hotel, and there's a rug in the bedroom. And like, he calls all of the staff in as he's got like the results on his machine. And he's like, so the most hygienic level, that like the most unhygienic you can be and still be open, is 30. He doesn't explain what the scale is.
Right.
He says it's
Okay.
30.
30 is where you should
He goes
stop.
along the line and he's like, what do you think this rug is reading as?
Oh no.
And the owners all go somewhere between like 160.
What?
And he turns it round and it's 803.
This movie is an 803
to 803 on an unspecified scale of rug dirtiness.
It was a long walk to get there, but I'm glad we took that journey.
We now need to rate every film on
Dirty rug
Like
scale.
dirty.
How dirty is this rug, guys?
It would be as accurate as our wig hairs. you know?
Exactly. Sean.
That's the thing I want to say about convenient. It's like everybody who's in the diner is just very convenient. Like the woman who knows someone who can sort of help them get out of the.
Well, she's like the real. She needs to be there.
But
Yeah.
but it's the thing. You got like the cook who's like seemingly prepared for this, ain't it? And he gets all the food.
He
Well,
does.
he's been speaking to that woman for like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the thing of
morning
like it's just
about
Yeah.
this.
you know it's just a thing like when they're making a list. Who's the important people to me? Oh, I know every people.
Well, I mean,
They
they.
were
She
investing
didn't
some of them.
specify that she
No.
knew them. She was just like, who
No.
do we need to rebuild society?
they were just
Let's
making
hope they're
people
in our
up.
They were
family."
like naming famous scientist people from
Yeah.
Mensa.
So they were like, let's get Harry Belafonte, and I was like, yes.
Nailed it.
I think that was supposed to be like a comedy.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
comedic beat. Yeah, definitely
But-
for sure.
That's the thing. Much going off like its accuracy of like I am definitely definitely tempted to Google like the Miracle Mile and see exactly how accurate it actually really is.
It's
like
accurate.
location wise.
Yeah, it's
That's the thing,
accurate.
but
I mean, well, it might not be as accurate now because
Oh,
this was
yeah.
made in the
Yeah.
I mean,
80s.
who knows now?
This
but,
was
like,
made in 1988.
I mean,
Because I'm
I've known
old,
people who live
podcast.
down there, and like it's the scale and the time it takes to do everything is real.
Yeah. That was
And they
good.
just film there.
Yeah, it was
But
good.
it's something. It's nice that they do actually keep it within that sort of mile. I'm very
Yeah.
much a stickler for when like films don't like geographically set everything.
Well, it
perfectly.
reminded me to a small extent as like, you guys seen Victoria?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, but that movie has an excellent sense of geography because that movie is I don't know if it is a full one-er, but it's like
It is.
It is.
it is a
It
full
is.
one-er.
It was
Like,
something like their fourth take of it.
oh,
Oh
it's
my god.
it's amazing, and that
Oh,
one.
I have seen that.
Victoria is amazing because it has it has bits where you're like, well, I know that they didn't cut, but they also went up 5 floors of a building, climbed a really awkward ladder onto the roof, and then came all the way back down, and characters are acting and stuff like that, and they
God.
go around to multiple locations, then they come back to where they start from, and there's a really solid sense of where everything is in relation to itself. This movie had a similar kind of feel, where you're like, oh, you've got the big landmark of the big building that they're going to go to as their main destination. You just keep people like, there it is, we're going that way,
But yeah, I think on the second watching it'd probably make a lot more sense because then you know where they're going to next.
Yeah,
So
you'll
you
be
can
able to
just
sort of
place it.
I'm sure there are cues you could pick up from geographically, just being like, oh yeah, they've gone past that place that they will later come back to.
Yeah.
Dudley. Yeah, so spoiler. Wait, does anyone else have anything to say they want to say about their feelings on the film before we get into spoiler talk?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll say something negative about the film.
Yeah, sure.
I thought the film was great, and I like the style and how it's shot and everything. But for me, I didn't really care about the characters.
Oh God, no.
I had
You
no
already heard
emotional attachment to them. I was hoping they'd succeed in their mission, and if
Yeah.
they do, I don't know, find out in a second. But I didn't care about them as characters.
I liked Julia and Harry as characters. I think they did a decent job of going, hey, they're kind of new to this relationship, they're trying to make it work and stuff like that. But it also did the thing that's the Roland Emmerich cast of thousands thing? That there were lots of people who just came in, fresh off their own plot line, which has been going on since they got the call themselves. Yeah, that was fantastic. There's an awful lot of things have happened off screen that have been incredibly significant that you weren't privy to, and I'm like, man, I wonder what went on over there.
Yeah.
And it that was very good. But I agree they weren't perhaps as well drawn, but I felt like they felt very real to me, I think.
Yeah.
I think they both reacted like real people put into this extraordinary situation. So I was like, I'm gunning for you, real people.
Oh yeah, I understood their actions and decisions seemed to make sense, but just as characters,
You just didn't
people,
much care for them.
I didn't much care for them.
That's
exactly.
fair.
But I understood exactly what they were doing, and I was like, oh yeah, you're not dumb people.
No, they seem very dumb
You
to
deserve
me.
a chance.
The director was saying that he was originally considering making the older couple the main characters, which would have been incredible.
I would have loved that.
Totally different film. But
Yeah,
that was,
entirely different film.
one route that they were gonna take.
Yeah, like them driving out to her
See.
favourite place to get the
Yeah.
pastrami sandwich.
That is
Yeah.
his deep impact to his Armageddon.
You could just do
Not
loads
completely
of little films in that.
Dude,
Yeah.
that'd be such a great concept piece.
Let's sell it to Amazon Prime.
Oh.
TV series.
Oh my, no, but I would love to know, for example, what happened to Wilson. How
Yeah.
Wilson ended up in the situation where he
Wilson
drive.
is
We
just,
should-
Yeah, exactly.
We should
And
say
the-
spoilers until you
Spoiler.
can just say.
Yeah,
What it is.
yeah. So okay,
from now on.
so general consensus for people who are logging off before they hear any major spoilers, would you recommend this film, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I would.
I think
generally
definitely
say
worth
so.
seeing.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it is on Netflix. So
okay.
please listen to the spoiler alarm. Aruga. Aruga.
Oh God.
Well, it's there's been different alarms each time.
You're upgrading with every one.
Yeah, this is an Aruga. The sort of
Why didn't you just do that?
Yeah.
Why did you do Awooga?
When I hear Awooga, I think of cartoon perverts go, "Awooga," you know? Oh, you know?
What?
You know, like how they'd see like a hot chick and they're all like, and their eyes go.
The eyes pop out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know, that sort of thing. Anyway, you're now in the spoiler zone. So everyone fucking dies!
Yeah.
Can I say, continuing with my point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a very good film, but the characters I really care about. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
I've not
With
seen that. I
Keira
hear it's
Knightley
pretty
and
good.
stuff.
I've seen that, yeah.
And the ending's also very similar. They fall in
Yeah.
love and they spend their last. They decide just to spend the time together at
Yeah.
the end, and that's like, oh, I love.
I'm a massive like mark for the like the premise of two people just holding hands in the face of Armageddon.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the best things about Rogue One, like as a movie, because Rogue One it has that wonderful moment. They're just all like, well, we're all gonna die, and I'm just like, I really love that moment because it's a really interesting and powerful emotion to sort of check in with.
No,
But by the way,
I don't care
fuck
about
this
this
movie. Can I say, fuck this movie? I would have been perfectly happy of them taking a nuclear blast to the face, but no, let's drown them in the tar pits. I'm like, that's just horrific.
But like, I like that because then they're gonna end up in the museum.
They are, but also,
Yeah.
fuck you, movie. I don't want to see people drown in a helicopter in boiling tar. Boiling tar!
But also, drowning's the most peaceful way to die.
I hear it's
I
not.
Not when
don't
it's boiling.
think that's accurate.
Yeah, if
I
you
don't think that's
also
true.
if
I'm
you've
sure
seen
it's
the
on the
if
Forbes
you've seen
list.
the Prestige, you guys seen the Prestige?
Yes.
Yeah.
While ago.
Scene is horrific.
Yeah, when fucking Michael Caine's all
You're
like,
spoiling everything.
What else?
You didn't say spoiler alert.
I didn't say
This is
what
a
spoilers
spoiler
were
zone.
for.
No, we didn't say spoiler alert. Fuck it.
Excellent, but I haven't spoiled anything for the Prestige. I was gonna say for the
Bruce Willis is dead, and Kaiser Soze turned out to be a paedophile.
the unusual suspects. But no, in the I haven't spoiled the Prestige because I haven't said what the twist is. But there's the bit where Michael Caine says, "You know, when I said that drowning was like going home, I lied." You know, so I hear that drowning, according to the Prestige, is terrible. Just dying generally is awful. Anyway, this movie was grim, and boy does LA explode
Yeah.
easily.
Deaths number 1 were the cops setting themselves on
Oh,
fire.
yeah.
That was pretty.
That was where it goes. Like,
That was
that's
a marked
the starting
escalation.
Point. Yeah, that was starting point on death, and then it just goes up from there.
It does. Like, holy
So
crap.
did they.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but there were some nice little character moments here and there. Like it's I like the crazy rich ladies with loads of guns
Yeah.
who just turned up like, have you got the hollow points? I haven't got the hollow points. Ah, fuck! And they're just running around with guns and shit. It's like, okay.
The AK lesbians, I call them.
Yeah. Excellent. I don't really have
They
much
had
to.
condoms.
Yeah, but they were
Yeah,
like,
no,
won't
they
need those.
did
I have to
that.
repopulate the world. You're like, you could.
And then everyone was like, yeah, you can repopulate.
She's the fertile one. So you tell them apart.
Jesus Christ.
The one that the one is like the River Nile. You can grow crops there. The other is barren like the desert. Anyway,
You enjoyed that part.
I did enjoy that a lot, mostly because of your reaction. Yeah, now we're within the spoiler zone. I don't actually have that much to say because, like, yeah,
They just die at the end.
everyone
That's
dies.
how it goes.
Yeah, that guy's eyeballs melt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
He
Skin
just
is fine.
squashed
Actually, I never
marshmallows.
really. His skin was blistering, which I've never noticed before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not enough.
Morton.
I think they'd run out of candy by then.
He wanted Indiana Jones.
I was gonna
or
say
something.
Morton wanted more extreme nuclear fire. Did you want like a Terminator 2? Ah,
I like
bit.
how progressive this film was for the 80s.
Yeah.
Had a good gay couple,
Yeah.
trans character. It
Yeah,
was all great.
yeah,
Everyone was
LA, baby.
yeah. LA,
Yeah.
yeah.
LA is
But-
not that
Yeah. It was
progressive. Yes, yeah.
And no one was like, ugh. It was all, everyone was just like, yep.
Yep.
They're people.
I
This-
think
these
they
are people
don't
that
care
exist
at
there.
that point.
Well, no, even at the beginning with
Oh,
the
yeah,
trans
yeah.
character.
Yeah.
She's just in the diner and
Never, trying to sort out roadmaps with noodles.
Yeah.
With that guy just being like, "That's your noodle. I don't know what you know about that." Yeah. How long have we been recording? Only 20 minutes. This might be a short cast.
This is a short movie.
This movie kind of like defies greater insight, I feel, because it's like,
Well, yeah, no, it's like you said.
it's what happens.
Yeah. It tells you from minute one, I'm going to kick you in the teeth, and then
And you're like, surely he's not going to kick me right in the teeth.
just before the
Minute
end, it's
one?
just like, oh no, I'm gonna kick you in. Okay, maybe not minute one, but
you
like,
see a guy with a
minute-
trombone, you're like, this film's
Yeah.
gonna fucking...
minute one from the escalation
Yeah.
point.
Once the inciting
yeah, yeah,
incident
yeah.
happens,
It's
you're
just
like,
oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna kick you in the teeth at some point. What it doesn't say is that it's not just gonna like stamp you in the face. It's gonna kick you from your bottom jaw upwards, and then
yeah, you
stamp
get
you
like
in
the
face.
clack
Yeah.
of your teeth coming together,
It's
and
gonna
you're
make
just like,
you
ah!
kick yourself in your teeth. That was poor.
Hey,
I'm gonna kick you in the teeth and melt your eyeballs.
yeah.
Thank you.
And then I'll chase you into the sewer with a gun because LA?
Yeah. Did you guys get the moment of doubt when Wilson dies? Of like, is this actually real?
Yeah.
No.
The implications of it?
I saw him have like the whole, oh shit, what? Because he was like, he told me it was a cloud.
Yeah.
And he's all like, oh fuck, he said it should have happened by now, but it hasn't because he's lost track of time. Even though he's in a room full of clocks, but they're all saying the wrong time. And I'm like, that's good set dressing.
I would have got that if he had killed him, not if he had just died. If he had killed him, that would have been the point at which I would have been like, oh, you're doing something that another film has done to spoil another film.
What?
That.
We're in the spoiler zone.
Yeah, we're in the
So
spoiler
what's
zone.
episode?
Well, I don't know if you've seen it. It's just like, oh, you're doing The Mist. And it's
Oh,
just like,
yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
The Mist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like, if he had shot him, then I would have been like, oh, it's not happening. But because he died
Yeah.
naturally,
Well.
in air quotes.
He's a black man in LA. Being shot by the police is pretty natural.
No, he ran his car in through the window.
He was shot
He was
already.
shot.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
shot as well.
Take that.
Anyway, that
I
was
don't know
dark
that.
as well.
It's accurate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, no, I didn't get that because he died not as a result of Harry
Yeah,
shooting him.
which kept it ambiguous
If
as
Harry
to
had
like.
shot him, then I would have been like, oh cool, this isn't happening.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dark twist is going to be
Yeah.
like, you know. Well, I mean, even when they were like going up in the lift and everything was going crazy, and the police was, you said the bit where the news report was like, we still have unconfirmed reports of a
Yeah.
nuclear strike, da. And I was like, they could still be like, it's actually not happening.
Yeah.
And the real message of the film is, look how close to absolute fucking anarchy. And the whole bit where she's like, I thought people would help each other. People will help each other rebuild, right? And he's like, outside there's like a fucking, you know, murder death party going on in the streets with
There's a
everyone.
death party.
Yeah, you
Some
know.
people were having a party.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, true.
you know, with all the guns, fire, and problematic sexual behavior you
Yeah.
want from that. Just oof. So I still thought, even at that point, I was like, what if the bombs don't fall? And it's more a morality tale about like the fragility of, you know, society and that. And then it, you know, then it doubles down even higher. It goes, no, we're doing this. We're not going to tickle your use for so long and then not deliver. You will achieve climax, and then it's just into the tar pits they go. I'm still bitter. I know it's thematically appropriate, but I'm just like, that's really mean. I would have rather have had them just like take a nuclear fireball to the face.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I like the irony.
I'm not sure if it's irony.
It's like at the end of Gravity, another film I'm going to spoil, when she...
I'm gonna have to really try and remember like how many
That
spoiler
film
warnings.
spoils itself.
But yeah, I just thought that it was mean when she
Does she
fell.
die?
No, she doesn't die, but I thought when she fell into the water, she lands enough, she starts drowning. I'm like, oh, jeez, that's mean.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Come
I
on,
think
just
the
give
tar
her a
pit though
break.
is the closest it could, because like I think if it had turned out to be, oh no, it's not really happening, because that's what you're thinking the whole way through.
Yeah.
I think you would have actually felt cheated by that.
Yeah.
I think because
Yeah.
I don't think it would have pulled it off with the aplomb for you to be like, oh cool, yeah, no, it's the morality thing that you
Yeah,
want it
yeah,
to be. It would have just been like, oh, okay, cool. So I think that was the closest they could get to being like, they didn't actually
Yeah.
die in the nuclear bit.
Yeah, well, it's all like you think that they just might get away in the
Yeah.
helicopter and that. There's like, oh fuck,
Mm.
and then they're all melted.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
couldn't have gotten away anyway.
I mean, they, you know, like maybe.
Helicopters aren't that fast.
No, they're not.
Especially when you're
Depends
a
where the-
pilot's
The
bleeding.
helicopter was going to the airport. To
Oh,
Yeah.
So they had no chance.
yeah, they were done.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens to the pilot's boyfriend.
Girlfriend.
He was in
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
He was in the
No,
cockpit, I think.
No, the pilots were. It was a girl that came out the
No,
original.
No,
I was
it's
a
boy.
dude?
Yeah, with,
I didn't even clock that.
Yeah.
with some really
That's why
good
he asked.
text.
That's why he asked, "Are you okay with this?"
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Yeah, sure."
I didn't. I just always like, you okay with me bringing? But I did not clock that was a dude.
Yeah.
I am unobservant. I apologize. Yeah. So, I'm gonna bring us to final thoughts. People.
I mean, I was going to point out one more thing.
Do it.
What if they did a Trump version of this?
It's called The Purge.
Oof.
Did they do a Trump version of The Purge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Oh.
the Trump version will probably be the real life thing.
Ooh. I mean,
It would
I
be
know
called
people
Murder,
who
Death,
live there.
yeah. I'm also
still.
like, let's not wish like anarchy on the USA just yet.
I didn't mean to wish. Sorry, that wasn't me saying that.
Yeah.
I was,
Also, that will happen.
Yeah.
It's just
It'll
not.
be a found footage version.
Oh,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna go. I was gonna say this isn't gonna go up in time, but if you're an American listener, I hope you voted. Because I was like,
If you didn't watch
Like,
the
If
movie.
you didn't, you deserve to get.
what?
This is what you're saying,
You deserve to be dragged out into the
Take a
purge.
helicopter into a tar pit.
Yeah, but no, it's like, because the midterms are on Tuesday, and I should have really said
Yeah.
this, 2 podcasts ago. But alas, I didn't think of it because that was
Put
like
out a
3 weeks
special
ago.
podcast.
Yeah.
I
Hello.
unenrolled to vote, so I don't have to vote anymore.
Well, I'll just, I'll watch a movie by myself and record something
The
tomorrow.
Purge
it's
election year.
disgusting.
No.
You didn't use your platform.
God, I already did. We already
This is what
publicly
we-
denounced fascism. What more do you want from this movie review podcast?
Our primary listenership is in Amsterdam, though. So.
Well, for that one episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would watch an Amsterdam set version of this.
That's so true.
I'd watch The Miracle Mile in Amsterdam. I think that would be a very surreal experience.
Miracle Canal.
Ends up with him on a gondola. It's like, oh, fuck.
And the river's on
Streets
fire.
with
And...
bikes.
And there's at least one of those. Have you seen those cycling bars that stag weekends get? And there's just one just on fire. It's going, ah!
No, it's just a cloud coming out of every single cafe.
That's
Everyone-
literally-
That's
no one's
just
panicking
normal.
at the
What are you
time.
talking about?
Guys, this film writes itself.
Yeah.
Make this.
This TV series writes itself, as we've already established.
Yeah. So we do the.
Don't publish this podcast.
This is an original idea. Don't steal.
I
That's
feel
how
like we
copyright
had a really
works.
strong Amazon pitch, and then they heard our Amsterdam idea, and they were like,
Fuck
no.
you.
They were like,
They're taking this global. They're all about the multinational.
They're like,
market.
I like this team of writers, but that Morton guy, he needs to leave. Maybe I can entice the others in. So, we're going to roll into final thoughts. Gracie,
Still not a fan of that haircut.
I
didn't think she had one, like a mullet that bad at the beginning of the film. I'd only noticed
I liked it from moment one. I was like, that is an 80s ass haircut, and I'm a big fan. No one fucking look at my hair right now.
Ladies.
I'm growing in the back because I need to even it all out.
But I liked how we were all like, I wonder what year this film was in. Then we saw the mullet, like, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, what
Well,
year?
not
The
only the mullet looking thing, but also the planet earrings she was
Yeah.
wearing, and I'm just like, there it is.
She also had do you call these stockings or tights? I can't remember.
Either or.
I think they're both.
I
Yeah.
don't know. But they matched the same colour as both the top and the skirt she was wearing.
Mm.
She was a purple person at
Yeah.
the
She was
beginning of the film.
very big on it.
Yeah.
It's a shame she never got to screw his eyes blue.
Was the implication that they did in the elevator, but just really?
No, it's
quickly
real
with
time.
their
Real
I don't think
time.
they got to it.
It's real
Yeah.
time, man.
Real time.
That's the whole gimmick of the film, unless Harry's very quick.
Well,
In
I
which
mean,
case, more's the pity for him.
Wilson honked the horn within about 3 minutes, not 4. But that sounded very weird after the elevator chat.
Just Harry's like, Julie, we need to leave. Sean, your final thoughts, please.
I was very impressed by the film. Especially just that end bit where LA goes into chaos and it's just a massive riot. So I just found that shot in particular where it was just all the cars gridlocked,
I really.
everything on fire, and it was just very impressive from this guy's second film. Right?
Either his first or second film.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive either for a debut or a second film.
It reminds
Uh,
me how much I hate Handycam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't even that much of it in
no,
there. to
no,
be
that's
honest.
the thing.
Yeah,
There
it was
was
really
like,
steady cam.
It's very
yeah.
steady cam. Like everything nowadays would have been like, let's get a GoPro and shake it all
Oh,
about.
it would have been much
Yeah.
more chaotic in a
Oh
modern
yeah, it's
setting,
been
I
all
would
over the
think.
place.
Yeah.
It was shot like now. And
Yeah.
that. And I will also say that I am definitely intrigued to see what else is on EJ's favourite film list now.
Yeah. As we reevaluate our friend EJ.
This was
Sad
his
puppy
second
movie.
film,
Second film. It's a
Yeah.
good second film.
and he has not made a film since.
Wow. He said everything he wanted to say. Shay, final thoughts, please.
Kids, brush your teeth.
Yes.
You never know. In 10,000 years, after nuclear warfare, your body could be being examined.
Indeed. Pull it out of the tar pits.
Dark thing to say to kids. Main character.
If you're listening to
You
our...
gave them a warning about Kaiser Sose at least earlier.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. Hey kids, if you're listening to Hurd Ya Saw, why?
It's past your bedtime.
leave us a SoundCloud
It's a
comment.
podcast, it could be any time.
Yeah, or could it?
If it's any time, it's still past their bedtime.
Yeah, they should be in bed. Morton, your final thoughts.
I really hope Ivan got his sandwich.
I really hope he did. Yeah.
Yummy, wasn't it?
But I hope he had a heart attack after the first bite and didn't get to enjoy the rest of it.
And then his wife would be like, I told you they'd kill you!
Exactly.
That's entirely possible. Cantor's pastrami sandwiches are horrific.
No, I just love their little bickering bit, and it was just like, oh, why are we bickering? We're gonna down.
Ease off the gas! EJ, your final thoughts.
Still one of my favorite films. It's fucking solid.
It is very solid.
It's a ridiculous film, but it's great.
It's good. It's a really solid. And for my final thought, it's a really solid, simple concept piece, and it works really well. Definitely worth watching. To kind of echo my sentiments on Mandy from the last podcast before this, I've seen it. I don't feel the need to see it again.
I would recommend this to people more than I would Mandy.
Yes, I agree, definitely. In the gamut of film quality, like Mandy, we enjoyed it kind of like, eh. And whereas this, I was like, yeah.
And the great thing is, it won't take out 3 hours of your life.
No, very tight.
Yeah.
You know.
Tight
No.
night.
It's
So
a
if you
film that-
hear a nuclear bomb is coming, you've got time to watch this film.
That's so true.
That's an amazing sign off, and I wasn't quick enough to turn off the recording before that.